So. I don't hear you, Amanda. Are you sure we are live on Facebook?
We're live.
You've pushed all the correct buttons. Because the last time we tried this, everybody just heard us like we were a silent movie.
Well, which is what we're talking about today is mishaps that have happened.
That happens a lot.
That was my button wrong, my button bad, but we're on, I promise this time, talking about our mishaps, because you can use me today as your cautionary tale if you ever think, hey honey, wouldn't
you
it be...
say that a lot. I've noticed. You say,
great...
use me as your cautionary tale.
I do.
Use me as your cautionary tale.
Because I don't think people really like advice. You know what you should do, but I just
they like to see what you've done and try to not repeat it.
And I don't like to say I have everything figured out and perfect, because I don't. So I say, use me as your cautionary tale.
Good for you.
I made this mistake and I'm willing to share my mistake so you don't have to do the same thing.
Right.
That's why I use that term, cautionary tale.
I like it.
So use me as a cautionary tale when you think, hey babe, let's go biking on the Johnny Cash Trail in Folsom.
I've heard of that. Never been on it myself. Sounds fun. Mm-hmm. Folsom has a lot of great trails.
If you have one of those e-bikes where you can press the button and it will help you go up hills,
really,
you should go on the Johnny Cash Trail. If you do not have an e-bike and you're just do not like to go up big hills on bikes, like I do not like
Is it a lot of hills?
It was really bad.
Really?
It was really hard.
And that's saying a lot, because you're a biker. You're an athletic person. So for you to say that it was tough says a lot.
It was fun going down once we accidentally pulled into the prison.
You pulled into the prison.
This is my mishap. So, and it's not marked very well. Like the people that came up with the Johnny Cash Trail did not come up with many signs. It says Johnny Cash Trail, don't go this way, because it takes
you'll
you
end
to
up
the
in prison.
Gates
right.
of Folsom Prison. I actually think they want people to do that, because we are on a fork of the road. This was not a road. This was a built trail. So we're going, which way do you want to go? My boyfriend Sean is with me. This was on Sunday. Mm-hmm. Like, do you want to go left? Do you want to go right? He's like, well, this way has got like some wild turkeys, and there was some livestock, some cows. You don't really often see cows in Sacramento. Like back home in the Midwest, I would
not near Folsom
cows.
Prison. Maybe that's part of the prison rehabilitation program where they raise turkeys and they milk the cows, and that's just part of what the prisoners do.
Or maybe it's like for fire prevention, I'm thinking.
Probably, could be.
So they were out, so it was nice. It was like, oh look, wild turkeys. We're just biking along, nice day, and then all of a sudden I'm like, babe, we're getting close to the actual prison where Johnny Cash performed. He's like, no, we're not. We're fine. I was like, no, like that's the prison.
That's cool.
That's the prison. And sweet Sean, Sean, he does not look scary at all. He's just like the nicest man on the face of the planet.
He's a nice man.
He's so nice. And I stop, because I'm like, I don't want to get any closer. I don't know if it's like the White House and they've got like snipers on you. Like, do they have snipers pointed at people? Like,
probably.
Do they think like, are we going to rush the prison on our bikes? These suburban white 40-something parents. Are we going to try to get
and load up some prisoners
like,
in your basket?
Like,
and ride off.
I don't know.
You think they're that dumb?
If we're safe.
I think maybe sometimes they leave the trail open for sniper practice.
Maybe,
they're like,
and I was targeted.
Yeah. Well, there was probably no bullets in their guns.
I don't know. I felt like there was a red button somewhere on my forehead. So he just bikes right up to the prison guard.
Yeah.
At the gate. I can't believe that you could bike there.
And what did the prison guard say?
He's like,
turn around and go back, please?
Well, Sean's nice. He's just like, so I think we were biking on the Johnny Cash Trail, and I think we took a wrong turn. He goes, oh yeah, happens all the time. How does that happen? How in the city of Sacramento did we build a bike trail that leads you to the prison? Because
Folsom Prison is like a tourist attraction.
Okay, but that's
You've got the
weird.
Johnny Cash gift shop, and it's just the way it is. It's a fun, and they have no problem with it. I bet you the prison guards are the ones that go take the signs out to turn around and come back, so they can have some kind of interaction with people every once in a while.
Or they're like posting TikTok videos of stupid people on their bikes secretly. It was funny.
A lot of people go into Folsom Prison on a regular basis. A lot of churches do ministry.
Okay.
Heck, Bayside has like a campus there in Folsom Prison.
You're right.
I'm not saying it's not a dangerous place. It's probably like it is a state penitentiary.
It's probably like the safest place when you think about it.
You got a good point.
Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of more dangerous places in Sacramento you could be probably
right
than the gates of
prison,
Folsom Prison.
It was safe.
Yeah.
So we turned around and to start biking more uphill. Oh my goodness.
But you got to work out. You made a comment earlier about your thighs being...
They were the ring of fire. Get it? I said that on the bike ride. Sean, because that's a Johnny Cash song. He's like, that's not one of your best ones, hun. I was like, oh, my thighs feel like the ring of
love
fire.
that. Hey, you were able to crack a joke when you guys were in pain and you're suffering up these hills.
That's my problem in real life because I'm always cracking random jokes.
And
I'm
you're
like,
thinking,
I'm not doing a show right now. Sorry.
Right. And you're thinking, this could be a bit on our morning show. So how can I come up with a one-liner?
Right. I was looking for material.
And what's funny is like last week, you already put your poor boyfriend in danger by feeding him hot chili peppers, which almost ended him up in the ER. And now you're biking him to Folsom Prison. Your life's quite an adventure, he's realizing.
I know, right?
That's awesome. But I think this pales in comparison to what happened to me over the weekend.
Okay, what did you
do? Kids love going to the library. So I took them to the library on Saturday, and it's right next to a park. So after we check out our books, we head over to the park and start playing. I realized, oh crap, I don't have my minivan keys with me. I must have left them in the library. So I sprint to the library because I know in my mind what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, the library is probably closed. I get to the front door. The lights are off. It's dark in there. The library is closed. The doors are shut. Everybody is gone. The parking lot is completely empty except my minivan. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I call up my wife. I've got like 1% left on my phone. Like 1%. It's about to die. I say, babe, you're not going to believe this. And she's like relaxing, like, what? Yeah. I locked the car keys in the library and it's closed. And she goes, oh, great. And also the library's closed tomorrow and Monday. So they're going to be closed for the next 2 days. And on top of this, no, I don't. You're thinking, oh, well, Matt, just have your wife bring the spare keys of the minivan. We don't have a spare set of keys to the minivan because when we bought it, the man said, go get a spare key. And I'm a procrastinator, so we waited till it bit us in the butt.
You bought a new car that should come.
It was new. It was used.
Another key.
It should have. But he told us. He warned us. He said, hey, this is how you do it. It's super easy. And so we're like, yeah, that's okay. We got it. I know. Now I know. I needed to learn this lesson. So anyways, don't have a spare key at home. So we're like, oh my gosh, the kids have school on Monday. We're going to be out our minivan. And so I do not know what to do. I cannot figure out what to do. So luckily, the groundskeeper drives by, and I'm like, oh my God! I scream at the top of my lungs. I say, for the love of God, wait, man, wait. I run up to him, and remember, I have my 3 kids with me. I have my little baby girl and 2 kids, all of these young kids with me.
7, 4, and 1.5. Right. Are they scared?
They're fine. No, they're not. They're like, whatever.
Cool. We got more time at the park.
This is an adventure. Exactly.
Dad isn't saying we have to leave yet. Awesome.
And so I say, hey, do you have a spare key to the library? Yes. Please say yes. And he says, no, I do not have a spare key. I'm so sorry, buddy. And I'm here with my 3 kids. This poor old guy. It's getting dark.
Did he feel bad for you?
He did. Okay. He said, let me call up my supervisor, see if he happens to have a key. He calls up a supervisor. Supervisor does not have a key to the library. He didn't think
that you were trying to accidentally break into the library.
I don't know what he thought. I didn't care. I didn't care. I think he saw that I'm a sweet old dad with his kids, and he sees the minivan there. Yeah. And luckily, his supervisor had the phone number to the manager, and it's Saturday night, so I'm like praying, God, please let the library manager answer her phone. Yeah. So he calls her with me. And she answers her phone, and I'm like, yes. And he's talking to her, and I'm like yelling over. So I'm like, please.
I'll give you cash. I got cash. You need a gas
I'm here with
card.
my 4 kids, and I'm crying. And she says, okay, I'll be there in about 30 minutes. And I'm like, thank you. You're saving my life. So I sit there. It was more like 45 minutes, and she eventually shows up, and I'm like, I'm saying, thank you. You don't realize what you have done. You've saved my life.
Meanwhile, your wife Jeannie is at home, like, darn. I had so much free time. They found it.
I know. It's like, all right, I got an extra 45 minutes. Let's see another episode.
So much time away from the kids.
Right. So, oh my gosh. So that felt, you can't imagine, I'm sure you can't imagine how good that feels. I mean, you're thinking about, what are we going to do? We're not going to be able to take the kids to school. We're going to be out of the minivan. And I had taken the fish van home to get it smogged and washed. And so I didn't have my other car either. So what are we going to be driving around in the fish van with the whole family in the back?
I think that is one of the worst feelings in the world when you have car trouble when your kids are with you.
Yes.
I had one. Man. I remember I was at the gym. I remember my car wouldn't start out of the parking lot. I remember like, this is a new low. And I had to call an Uber with my kids to get me home. I think probably I just locked the keys in the car and I was like too embarrassed to call somebody and tell me. So I Ubered with my kids home. They're like, cool, we're getting an Uber, Mom.
Right.
They thought it was so cool and I was so embarrassed.
That's funny. Yeah, but if you guys have any of those crazy stories like Amanda and I, we get into these scenarios, it seems like a lot. It's just, I think it's because our minds are so scattered and we're just doing so much stuff. We're doing all this stuff that these things happen. Well, hey, but I feel like I redeemed myself by fixing the washer. Yes. So I feel good. I ended the weekend strong.
But did you fix it?
I did fix it. I don't know what I did to fix it. But I don't care. It's working.
I feel like
it's working.
I feel like there's something else.
Don't jinx it. Shut up. Don't jinx it. Do not jinx it. It
Can
works.
I at least tell him what you did to fix it?
Sure.
To fix it. So he comes in this morning. He's like, Amanda, I did it again. Because before the show starts in the morning, we have like this little powwow of like, hey, what's happening? And we map out what we're going to talk about on the show. We call it show prep. And he's like, Amanda, I did it again. I fixed something without needing an expert or that the experts can't fix. And he just took it apart and put it back together again. And by happenstance, it started working. So,
well, not by happenstance. I did something right.
But you don't know what you did.
Doesn't mean I didn't do something right.
Correct.
Sometimes that happens. You do a lot of stuff. It's like raising kids, right? Eventually they do something to impress you and you don't know exactly what you did right, but you know that you did something right.
You take credit for it.
Right, exactly. So I don't know exactly, but I know I did something. That's all that matters, right? I think that's all that matters.
Okay.
Hey, I don't care. I'm proud of it. I went in. In fact, I went in. My wife was asleep, and I had to wake her up. I said, "Hey, babe," because I wanted her to go to bed feeling good that the washer is now fixed.
Right. Like, so look what I did for
babe,
you.
Do you have anything what's the priority that needs to be washed? Because I think I fixed it.
Is that like you think that's like the male version of like when cavemen came home with like a big animal to feed the family? Look what I did, babe. She's like, thank you. Do you think that happened?
I think so.
And that's why, proud. Like, innately, you were so proud to fix that. That's like your innate caveman talking.
Right. It wasn't as cool as fixing the Wi-Fi, I will admit. But it was still cool. Yeah. That's a question right now. Laundry, internet access. Which one is more important? I feel like we could last a couple of weeks with dirty clothes, but internet access, that means no Netflix. That's important.
That's really scary. My children would lose their minds.
I think if you asked your kids, hey, would you rather go without internet access or clean laundry? I think they would rather go out without clean laundry.
They already do that, I think, because I started making them do their own laundry. Well, hopefully we won't have any mishaps to tell on Monday because we had a very successful ladies' night out on Friday.
It'll be great. It'll be fun. Yeah, we'll have fun.
There's not a lot of tickets left.
No.
So if you still want to go, there's going to be food trucks. You don't have to worry about dinner. We've made it so much fun and easy for you. We're all going to be casual. There's a photo booth if you want to do that. There's some shopping. There's going to be some clothing you can get. There's going to be some spot.
What?
From, oh my gosh, I can't remember
Sunflower
the name of it.
Gals have some shopping, yeah.
And then that spot, it's in Rockland, right off of Pacific. The store that's right there that benefits the organization.
For Compassion Planet?
Yes, Compassion Planet is going to be there, and they're going to have stuff from their store. It's over in Old Rockland, right by Quarry Park. It has a bunch of cute stuff.
Cool.
They're going to be there, and we're going to play the purse game, have some prizes and giveaways, and we would love to see you there.
Yeah. So come say hello.
I know when Matt's done with the video. It's like, cool. Okay. Yeah. Like he's on to the next thing.
We have a meeting coming up.
Do.
I don't want to be late for our meeting.
Oh, we do have a meeting. I'm trying to get out of the meeting.
God bless you guys. Hope you're all doing well. Praying for you. Thanks for keeping us company. We appreciate it.
We love you, our fish fam.
All right.
And